We had a question
last
week about a Pokemon. Well, of any Pokemon, what would we pick to start a Pokemon journey with? It didn't have to be a starter, and he picked the Vanillish, and we were like, you can't eat him. You do realize that? And he's like, but that was the whole reason I was gonna pick him.
Well, and that I literally googled the 25 worst Pokemon.
Oh, that wouldn't be the top 25.
It was in the top 20.
So much.
I mean, do you think I could come up with any Pokemon to name on the top of that?
I don't know. I thought you just probably looked up weird Pokemon click and it was the first Google image or something.
I really searched for worst Pokemon. But yeah, that was last week. Now we are in this week. And hello and welcome everybody to the AWKWARDCast. ANY and Keyframe wonder about random drivel. And there went the last indication of me having Pokemon on my end. Yes, it is today a big surprise, not just us, but also welcome to the show for the very first time. Gerard, also known, or probably more known as the 8-Bit Gamer. Welcome to the show.
8-Bit Gamer. Oh, no.
I mean, that's my side. That's my side.
Exactly. See, I found his hidden secret account and I accidentally revealed it. I'm very sorry for that. I hope you can forgive me.
No.
It more accurately would be FrostWolf28. That used to be my online moniker like a long time ago. That's actually what my YouTube channel is. Like if you go to YouTube/C/FrostWolf28,
like
yeah, it's still old and stupid. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
Talking about your YouTube, this is a perfect segue as if we had practiced this. It's a little bit weird to come from our point of view and be like, hey, to the people here who do not know who you are. No, but please, for everybody who actually does not know who you are and is just tuning in here and is like, please do tell us and everybody watching, who are you, what do you do, and why should people care?
I like the third part of that. It's funny. Yeah, that's up to you if you care or not. But my name is Jared. I go by the 8BitDrummer on Twitch and YouTube. Play live concerts on YouTube. Concerts. More than likely me talking and laughing. 4 days a week, 3 hours a day. And we upload a video on YouTube every day of just whatever, I had fun playing over the past couple of days. And yeah, we're all about just a good time, positive vibes, love, of course, and we try to do charity stuff as much as we can. We just want to have a good time, man. There's a lot of craziness going on, and the cast is a really good spot for people to just come in, relax for 3 hours a day, and like not really worry about too much. So I just get in there and hopefully make people smile. That's about it.
But yeah, actually
drive you crazy with donations.
Yeah, basically.
Actually,
also, that charity amount is very wrong. We have not updated that in a long time. That's that like we're in the process of updating our website right now. That total's actually, oh my god, I think it's like over 125.
Okay,
now. I can't remember.
Is not up to date.
That's impressive.
Yeah, no, it's very old. Like that website, like we use it as the song list and everything like that. But if you click on song list, I wonder how many are there. How many people have made suggestions on a day that I'm not live?
Wait, song list?
That's a calendar.
Yeah, that's a...
Yeah. How many songs? Yeah, that's normal. I get like 30, 40, 50 requests on days I'm not even live. So it's just like, people are always.
I hope it gets played this time.
Yeah, that's why I don't guarantee them, because like, man,
I mean, obviously,
just playing those right there would be my whole cast, like legit, on a day that I'm off.
I mean, yeah, just look at the minutes accumulated. How long is your stream again? Or
3 hours.
3. Oh yeah. I actually saw this once and I was like, we have a hard time filling 2 hours.
You have a hard time filling 2 hours.
Point taken, which is why I'm not on camera alone anymore. I got a restraining order from the internet, which was like, no, co-host without co-host, not allowed. Which is fair.
I don't think that's how restraining orders
work.
No,
this was literally...
That's just a demand.
No,
that's a retaining order.
That's a retaining order.
Yeah. to make sure that you are with somebody at all times. It's a retaining order.
I need supervision.
You must have a chaperone.
Yes. I can't be entrusted with that much power.
It's like those kids, like the unattended minors on airplanes that have to be chaperoned by like a flight attendant or something till they get off the plane.
I mean, Keyframe knows what happens when I'm unoccupied.
That's just oh god.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Max, I told you to be on your best behavior for Jared.
Oh man. Y'all don't have to be on any behavior for me.
No, don't encourage him. That is opening a floodgate that you don't want to be under. But anyways, what's been going on recently with you in the life
5
of...
minutes.
Man, the last time I was on a podcast like this, I was on the it's called the Jack's podcast. It was, oh man, it was a while ago, and there was a guy who never showed his face, but he was the GIF guy in the center, and he would always just have the best reaction images for like everything. It was fantastic.
Wait, his whole job was just to put GIFs up?
Absolutely, yeah. Jack LaFear was the awesome dude that was putting that on for a while. He did like 100 episodes of it, and it just recently ended. And man, that was so much fun. But yeah, the GIF reminded me of that, like hardcore.
I'm feeling so called out for. I mean, I literally only have 4 GIFs ready to go. Like the fire one.
Yeah, do some training.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
My spirit animal. I still need to get this cosplay. I know I say this every time I bring this GIF up. This, of course.
More fire.
And the Sonic one behind me we already saw. I really need to, hearing this kind of thing, I need to amp my game up, but yeah, sorry.
You know, if they were able to do GIFs for 100 episodes, we're at like, what, 141 now, so
Yes, today is the 141st episode.
Dang.
Yeah, don't you feel special?
Dude, like, I mean, I haven't done something 141 times ever. Well, maybe other than streaming, that's about it.
I mean, then again, how many times do people request you Megalovania? You
do not want to know the answer to that question.
Oh, you're giving one of the questions for later away.
Well,
I mean, wait.
Foreshadowing.
I mean, while we're on the topic, I guess I can quickly. Oh no, I lost track of it. Was it indeed? No, it was from Docking Water. Asked to 8-Bit. What are your overall thoughts on Megalomania after playing about 100 different versions of it?
So what's funny is that I played a video which was literally 100 versions of Megalovania at the same time. Bless you.
Thank you.
And I've played 100 different versions, and I've played a video of 100 different versions, right?
Okay.
So the song itself, Toby Fox is an absolute mastermind. I adore his work. And I've adored his work for a long time. Ever since Undertale came out, I've just been enamored with his music. Megalovania is an absolute banger, but the problem is people have been making it into a music genre. And what I mean by that is people will turn it into literally everything other than Megalovania in a desperate attempt to make it sound bad because it's just such a good song. And I've played everything from the first beat repeats itself. I've played half the beats are missing. All the beats are missing, which is just silence. I've done basically not every. I still get surprised a lot. I've done just about everything that you can imagine, but I know that there's like 150 more that I haven't done yet. And I want y'all to know that 2 days in a row, because of the fact that I'm running low on YouTube content right now, because I haven't had a chance to be busy on it, I just released 2 covers in a row of Megalovania, and I'm ashamed of it, but hold on, let me, not actually ashamed, but what was it? Hold on, I'm looking, which one did I do? Megalovania, but it has been ruined, which was great. That was just, it was like Crazy Bus and Megalovania had a baby. If you've ever heard the Crazy Bus theme, it's literally a random number generator with MIDI attached. And today we released Lancer's theme from from Deltarune, but it's Megalovania. So it's just like we've done Wario laughing, but it's Megalovania. What if Owl City made Megalovania? It's just like freaking Megalovania, dude. It's all over the place. But truthfully, I love it because of the fact that like not only is the song good, it has opened up a lot of creativity for a lot of other creators to do their thing. Notably, a gentleman named Literally No One has made a career out of making rips from Megalovania. And it's really funny because like he actually did a rip of Unity, but it was Megalovania, like from the Fat Rat Unity, but he changed it into Megalovania. Fat Rat got a hold of it and was like, this is awesome. Popped it on his main channel and blew him the frick up. So it was just like, it's really cool how it all works, man. Like it is little did you know that a little skeleton man with a blue eye would cause so much like craziness, man. I tell you what.
Yeah, and I got robbed of this experience because she forced me to do the pacifist run, so I didn't get to fight
We could still do the genocide run. You have to do the pacifist run first.
So I've never actually killed anything in the game. I've done 2 runs, full pacifist. I'm not fighting Sans. That's not an experience that I need in my life. So
yeah, that's the other thing where I'm a little bit worried because I was this spider. I did the pacifist run, and this spider drove me nuts. I don't know how many attempts I had. It's somewhere on my channel.
Oh,
so
Muffet.
Oh, Muffet, yeah.
Goddamn spider. And
that song's a banger, by the way.
The spider already drove me to my limits. I don't know if I am the person who can survive Megalomania, like, for wheels.
I remember watching when the game first came out, Jacksepticeye's playthrough of it, and that was my favorite playthrough, other than the one I did personally. Watching him play through that and watching him suffer on Sans for hours was just insane.
So
to me.
He didn't go pacifist.
No, he did pacifist to begin with, and then he went back because his community was like, "Yo, play the genocide run." At least I think this is what I saw. Play the genocide run. And he got stuck on Undying for a while, and then he got stuck on Sans for a very long time. But it was such a good, fun playthrough, both of them.
My favorite is Steam Train, Barry and Ross playing, and then Ross just laughing maniacally as Barry crying while killing everyone and everything in sight, just being like, "Ross, you monster!"
Dude, Ross is actually super cool. Every TwitchCon, I try to hang out with him as much as possible. Like he's always working, so I'll just go and hang out with him at his booth. Like me and Erica, my wife Chatia, if y'all don't know, me and her we were chilling down in the merch hall with him for a while during TwitchCon, because it was just like, it sucks because like at TwitchCon a lot of people are working, right? And you want to be able to hang out with people, you want to be able to hang out with friends. It's really hard, because people, now don't get me wrong, I love TwitchCon because like I get to feel like a little bit of a celebrity, which is kind of cool. It's like people come up, it's like, "Oh, I love your stuff." I'm like, "Frick yeah," like I love that. But I do like to hang out with friends while I'm over there, and it's super hard at the convention. But yeah.
Oh, but yeah, I'm one of Ross's big regulars on his stream. I have like his Bowsette poster. I have one of his Monster Girl ones. I have that exact pin too. Yeah. Actually, in the Monster Girls How to Get Famous on the Internet thing, that the Adam Sandler movie poster that's in that episode, I drew that.
Very nice.
Yes.
Man, so I see like a lot of like art and stuff behind y'all, man. I'm so freaking jealous of y'all's ability to draw, because I'm learning how to draw right now. I'm trying. I'm messing around with Procreate as much as I possibly can. Like I try to do something every day. And man, I see, like, cause I have like I follow a lot of artists on Twitter, and I'm always just like, frick, I wish that I was better, but I know that it takes time, just like everything. Cause like, I've been playing drums for 14 or 13 years. Like I'm not like, that's the only reason why I'm as good as I am, is because I've been playing hardcore for that long. So
10,000 hours and upwards.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, anyways, so we've been just talking upon talking, but, has there anything recently been going on in your life, 8-Bit? Any fun adventures?
Well, I mean, we haven't really gone too many places recently because, I mean, y'all know what's going on. But,
I wonder.
Yeah,
why?
Because Corona is a thing, but it's just
macarona and
yeah,
cheese.
macaroni and oh my goodness. But anyways,
this beer.
Yeah. So me and Erica have just been chilling. Like for the past like 3-4 months, we've just been kind of like just hanging out at the house. We recently, like I would say the biggest awesome thing that's happened recently is I ended up purchasing a Stepmania X machine, like an actual arcade cabinet. And I've been wanting an arcade cabinet, like DDR machine, for basically my whole life. Ever since I was like 14, 15, it was kind of like my dream to get one at my place. And finally got it. It is fan-freaking-tastic. And we've been playing on that. Like I'm sore because that's all I do now is play that and play drums. That's
it's a DDR machine, is it?
Yeah, DDR machine basically.
Ooh.
So it's the actual cabinet. It's the actual, like, it's legit. You can't break the pads. It's not like a cheap like plastic pad or anything like that. It's legit. And that is the biggest thing that's happened to us recently is me and Erica have been playing that like crazy. So, but yeah, no, other than that, I mean, life's been good. It's been a bit stressful. Twitter sucks. But
Is that right?
yeah, but like, other than that, it's just like, I don't know, like there's so much stuff that's going on. It's really hard to like remember all of it or keep up with all of it. So me and Erica, we really just keep to ourselves. We stream, I go to work and she chills. She volunteers all the time. Like she does so much volunteer work. Most of it's now on the internet because of restrictions and whatnot. But like, yeah, things are just fine with us. Like, can't really complain.
I mean, definitely good for you. Yeah, but I mean, you at least.
Has your life been eventful?
I just wanted to say, here's the thing. You thought the question was hard for you, Jared. We have to answer it every single week.
Oh man,
with nothing
try
happening.
to find some kind of diversion between playing Persona,
which is true, of course. I
cooking,
continue playing Persona 5 for everybody who is interested. I rocked Mementos yesterday once again. Between the Egypt themed. To keep it vague and not spoiler, the Egypt-themed palace and the space palace, if you get what I mean. And besides that, work. Probably the one big achievement happening this week. Behold, Key can probably suspect where this is going. Like, yes!
I watch you draw this stuff.
Yay! How do I zoom out? I mean, this is... Can I zoom out? No, it cannot zoom. It's Gwenpool, and it's cut off Gwenpool. Can I somehow... Okay, this is how I get it.
I mean, that works. Yeah, he's been doing the 6 fan art challenge thing on
sick.
Twitter.
And I'm on my second run now. But yeah, what I personally love is... Oh god, now it went over there again.
Why did... Stop breaking the world.
But what I personally love is the detail of the gun. And now the evolution of the gun. So this is the original. This is then
the reference.
How it slowly evolves into what it eventually then was.
You did a great job. I'm very impressed with this one because this is like I think the first. No, this is really the first one. That one and your Gargoyles one was the first one where you did anything that was slightly diverting off the reference because you changed the.
Yes.
Because that one you had to add legs and everything, and the other one, and with Gwenpool you had to change the expression.
The thing was also Robin Hood didn't have shading. This is something I never realized. All Disney movies, don't have any shading going on. The really old ones. Robin Hood has no shading. It's all flat colors.
Renaissance has shading.
Yeah, of course. But really old ones, they don't. They have flat colors. I never realized. It's insane.
Well, yeah. I mean, because there's an aesthetic, especially with that era, the Robin Hood, the Xerox era, where the little art talk from me, because I have nothing to talk about. I am so
sorry, audience. This is on me. I triggered this. I take the responsibility.
It's just because people ask me, what do I mean when I mean the Xerox era? From 101 Dalmatians, Sword in the Stone, up to Aristocats and Robin Hood, they did a Xerox method, like cut, where they just painted directly on the cells, which is why the lines look rougher, because they basically look like the animation test lines. There was not a lot of cleanup back then. Even if you look through some of those animation cells, you can still find some of the guidelines and everything. It's why that era has such a more graphic rougher looking style. It was not a style that Walt Disney particularly liked, but it's a very identifiable one. And that's all I was about to say. I wasn't going to go on a tangent. A long one.
Ba-dum-bum.
But yes, so you've been drawing and you've been playing and you've been cooking and your life's been...
We are still doing our best to ignore the ring fit. We now started to just drink smoothies without earning them because otherwise the spinach would go bad.
I have not played Ring Fit in a while.
Oh, you haven't too?
I don't own one.
Yeah, there was about a stint of like a month and a half where me and Erica were playing that like every single day. I love that game. That game is actually like a challenge, like legit. But now that we have the DDR machine, that's my workout. Other than like drumming, but drumming technically isn't a workout anymore now because I'm so used to it. It's more of an activity. My body sees it as an activity, and it's kind of switched over from that. So like, yeah, that's why like you see a lot of like heavy set drummers a lot is because of the fact that their bodies don't see it as exercise, even though like they're doing like, you know, death metal, blast beats, stuff like that. There's a lot more thick drummers in most cases because their body doesn't see it. And, you know, you think like, oh man, I've just gotten done doing all this exercise. You actually need to do more exercise because you're not exercising during the drumming, which is weird. Like, I don't understand that. I don't understand how the body works. So,
the reason why that happens is because once you get into it's the plateau effect where once your body does the same amount of exertion of a similar activity for an extended period of time, your body will eventually acclimate to it. Because our bodies are meant to be the most efficient and economical, which building muscle and losing fat actually is not part of that rhetoric. We are going against our own nature, trying to be buff and beefy. So our body will take every chance it will to acclimate or to plateau or stop your metabolism and all that stuff. It will do whatever it can. I just looked at my Switch Lite and saw how much dust has gone over it because I haven't played it in like a month, and I can write help on it. And well, okay, so there's not enough room for help, but I did write hell.
Same sin.
But now we get to swim in Animal Crossing, so I'll actually feel inclined to play it again.
I'm not swimming in Animal Crossing. I'll tell you what, man, there are sharks in that water. I'm not a fan of that. You catch big old oarfish and sharks in that, and like off the side. I'm like, no way. Look, I don't like going to the beach. So
I love the beach. I was born on Long Island, New York. I'm a fish of a woman. If you put me near a body of water I could swim in, I'm a very happy camper. I don't care if I get eaten by a shark. That's a, you know what that is? That's a story. That's a legend of, hey, how did Chrissy kick the bucket? So a shark decided that she was going to be a great snack. That's better than, oh, she had a heart attack. Like, you know, I would rather pick shark as my obituary.
What's funny about that is like Erica actually she was like a professional swimmer whenever she was in high school and in college. So yeah, we used to go like to the local YMCA and go swimming all the time, but like can't do that now. But yeah, I miss it though. It's fun because she destroys me in it. Like I'm usually like better like at video games and stuff relatively than she is, but whenever it comes down to like physical things, she's got me destroyed. It's so funny.
Yeah, but okay. Did anything interesting happen to me this week?
You got a hat.
I've had this hat. Oh, well, I was able to go swimming. Last Sunday after the podcast, there was like a Father's Day barbecue thing at Brett's brother's place, and they have a pool, and I didn't know they had a pool. So Brett's brother's girlfriend let me borrow a swimsuit. I got to swim, and their kids really like me. Mostly because I'm that kind of aunt personality that will fling you headfirst into the pool with no care of your safety. They cling themselves to me because they know I'm going to yeet them to oblivion. Also, Brett's parents brought their 2 little wiener dogs, like their little dachshunds, and one of them is like a little 12-year-old diva of a dachshund named Charlotte, and we put them in the pool and they're dog paddling, and they're just like, she was so pissed. She was so mad. She was like, you put me in the water, you got me wet. I'm not meant for water. I'm a little German wiener dog. My arms are tiny.
I moved to California to avoid getting wet.
I wasn't bred for this. And you were the ones who played God. But besides that, I actually was able to go out of the house a bit yesterday. Not yesterday, Friday. I went down to Los Angeles to see Lauren, my friend, my sister from another mister, and also her dog, who is a very, very fat Charles Cavalier Spaniel named Phelps, and it looks exactly like Lauren. And but there's like
face-wise.
Yeah, but except for
talking about a very fat little dog and then saying looks like Lauren.
Lauren, if you're watching this,
just
love you. But no, we went on like a hiking trail, and it was really nice, and there was a bunch of baby squirrels, and they were very fascinated with us. One of them chased us. It was great. And then we found out that Shaquille O'Neal owns a chicken place here in Southern California called Shaq's Chicken Shack. It's exactly what you think it would be.
It's actually good branding. Like, that's super good branding.
The cookies were this big. They were like the cookie cakes you would get at a supermarket. At what point do you still classify it as a cookie? Like
it's actually a cake now. Like, but no, like Shaq being being such a big dude. I mean, everything's going to be bigger in his at his restaurant. Has to be.
Oh,
you know.
Yeah.
Like that's his brand at this point.
Oh yeah, there was they have a sandwich called the Charles Barkley that has mac and cheese on it, and it's just, and I looked at it and it was like this thick, and I'm just like, this is an experiment in excess, and I am all for it. I mean, there's a morbid curiosity. If you're going to a place called Shaq's Chicken Shack, you're not going there for a salad. You're going there to eat like Shaquille O'Neal, or how Shaquille O'Neal wants you to eat.
You're going there for a heart attack. That's what you're going there for.
Yeah, and I've been to a place called the Heart Attack Grill.
It's very true.
So, that place. I miss that place. I miss outside.
In general.
But no, besides that, life's been just general and boring and working and,
and media.
Media, which I didn't get mine up. Thank you.
It doesn't matter because I have a great idea. Have we talked about the Witcher series yet?
No.
You can have it as your media. I have a different one.
I want it as my media.
Oh, okay. Do I have to talk about The Witcher yet then? But I have a different one.
I've actually never played The Witcher.
You've never played The Witcher. Well, we watched The Witcher show on Netflix.
Yes.
And we finished it.
It was an experience. Let's put it like that.
You know what? I'll talk about The Witcher. I was going to talk about a YouTube channel. So.
Okay, let me get up the picture, but you can start talking.
Okay.
Dude, Henry Cavill did such a good job. Oh my god.
He is one of the pluses of the show. He did a great job as Mr. Witcher, as his name is. Obviously. As Geralt of Riverside Dancing. Geralt of Riverdale.
Yes, so close. Very, very close.
But no, like, The Witcher is a show. They did a good job shooting it. They based the first 8 episodes off the short story books, which I think is my biggest problem with the show. Personally, I think, like, short stories, unless you put little time markers of this is where we are in the timeline of events, kind of makes it really hard to follow.
I mean, maybe to explain the scope of it. So the first episode has 3 different timelines, and there is 0 indicator in which timeline we currently are. There's an attack on a castle happening, and you see Gerald messing around with a girl in the woods outside a village, and you think this is happening at the same time, and there's this lady entering a witch academy. And then you find out that those events are each decades apart.
Yeah.
I'm-
Yeah.
Like
always
my
wanna-
thing,
yeah.
my thing with it that like it's kind of a cool way of storytelling. It's like a very different way, especially like if you're watching something like Game of Thrones or something like that, which is very, very linear. I really like, on the opposite side of the coin, no pun intended, I really like the way that they did it. Also, I love the fact that they did the scene of Geralt in the bathtub. That is the best. That the fact that they did that made me really happy. I mean, they had to. But I really enjoyed it because it was like a puzzle you got to put together over time, rather than just like a regular narrative that you're so used to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess that's a good way to view it.
Yeah,
That's not a way I viewed it, but that's not a bad way to view it. I could see why people would like that stuff. My favorite character is the Bard. Jaskier is the best character in the show.
Absolutely.
And I loved him. And I felt like the show lost something when he left in episode 7. And I felt sad.
Yeah, he gave us the banger. Freaking toss a coin to your Witcher. So like he was automatically the best character in the show.
And I felt I feel like it helped having someone for Geralt to constantly bounce off of.
Yes. He's a brooding, stoic guy who goes around kills monsters. He needs somebody. He alone is just like, yeah, you can watch him slay monsters. I mean, there's not...
I do like his small moments where he realizes something, that he screwed up something or something bad's about to happen. He's like, shit. like those moments of realness. I mean, Henry Cavill, the casting of all the characters are perfect. Like, there's a lot of good in this show. I think it's also because I listened to the first few Witcher books, like the short story books that were what this first season was. And I'm not a huge fan of those, and I'm not saying the show's bad. I'm gonna watch season 2 because I feel like the show has something going for it. I was just kind of like, not what I expected. As someone who listened to the books and played the games, it's not what I expected, but they did say it's not an adaptation of the games, which is what a lot of people know it from.
Oh yeah, and that was like the main thing online for a while, was like, man, this is nothing like the games that I've played. It's like it wasn't supposed to be, you know? Like that's the main point, is that it wasn't supposed to be like the games. And I think it's good that they didn't do that, because it gives us yet another wonderful experience of that storyline, because you get to experience the games in one way, experience the books in another, and experience the show in another way. So it's just, you get 3 different experiences, and I appreciate it for that.
No, with that, I'm also very much on board. Yeah, when it comes to being creative with storytelling or non-linear, on the one hand, I'm like 2 thumbs up. I'm okay. I'm also greatly like when they get creative like this and mix it up a bit. But with The Witcher particularly, after the first episode, it was immersion breaking, because we said at the end of the first episode, we were like, huh? Like putting a puzzle together, fine and nice, but if you are not aware that you're looking at a puzzle, that's a problem. And unless we missed it, they didn't give an indicator.
We could have missed it. We could have.
You literally checked Wikipedia, and after we found out that we look at different storylines, then it changed. Then we were like, okay, in which storyline are we right now? Okay, we're getting it now. We are there now in the timeline.
I feel like there are some people that can kind of grasp. I mean, there's also the argument to be had of, is this a show that is easily picked up by people who know absolutely nothing? Or this is obviously a show that you will enjoy more if you already know about the material beforehand. I don't think that's a controversial thing to say. The action in the show is great. I think choreography, action, and all that stuff.
CGI was also... I cannot recall having
for
any
streaming service CGI, really good.
I don't recall any moments where the CGI was like, oh my god. However, the contact lenses.
Yeah.
There's this one scene in the
He
third
pointed this
episode
out every
or something.
time we watch this show.
I mean, there was this one scene where it was really like, Gerald is not chained up, and he's sitting on the floor, and his contact lens was completely off, and he had a lot of close-ups because it was an intense dialogue situation, and I see it, and I'm like, somebody poke a finger in his eye and fix it.
I mean,
I'm sorry, I'm just imagining someone.
Excuse me, Mr. Cavill.
I mean, that's the like the they have to be like specially in the credits too, like his contact helper, basically.
Cavill's contacts.
Cavill's contact.
But just to say, if you like action-oriented shows, if you like the Witcher franchise in general, if you've consumed anything from it, give this show a watch. If you like nonlinear storytelling, give this show a watch. If you're someone that likes very strict narrative telling, you're not gonna like this show.
I mean, once again, once you figured out that there are different timelines going on, it's a lot better.
It's a lot easier. Hopefully you catch on faster than our two.
Once again, we needed to check Wikipedia
asses.
because we were so confused.
We're dumb. So so who knows? But The Witcher, that's my media.
Yeah. Completely voluntary and planned.
Yeah, completely. I wasn't going to talk about Tom Scott and intriguing YouTube media. No, and how he surveyed 36,000 people for the Batman the Batmobile Lost a Wheel version of Jingle Bells. Nope.
Absolutely not. And I guess this also totally did not play into my own cards who was talking about a YouTube channel.
I'm sorry, Jared.
Wait, what?
What?
I know, just I say sorry to all of our guests that come on this show of just
Why?
that you're here.
How can you say sorry when you not even know yet that I'm going to talk about the Trash Taste podcast? Now you have a good reason to say sorry.
I've never heard of this.
It's pretty new,
please,
actually.
expound.
I mean, you see there are literally only 4 episodes out, and the first one came out only 3 weeks ago. So it's understandable that you haven't heard of it. Now, as the name indicates, and they are not completely off there. So this is a podcast of 3 anime tubers, whatever they call themselves. And Gigak might be something that more people are familiar with because I talked about him before. He sometimes has a little bit. He coined the phrase "anime is trash and so am I." If you ever heard this term and seen it in very nice cursive writing on a shirt or something, this phrase actually comes from him because
It's the mantra of many people.
It's true, and I'm loving him for it. Now the thing is that he also sometimes goes into a little bit like really trashy anime, like the darker side of anime, where you're like, oh my god, no! And he is not the worst man. He is not the worst person on this show because there is the anime man, and the anime man makes entire videos about cultured anime.
Dude, Anime Man is so funny on Twitter. Oh my god! Like I don't follow him specifically, but I have a lot of friends that do, so I see his comments all the time. Anime Man is hilarious to me.
But yeah, he talks. He likes to at least in his YouTube videos, he seems to be focused more on how to put it, not safe for work anime. If you catch my drift. So, and the third run is a guy named Connor, I believe is his real name. I do not know how to pronounce this. CDAWKWARDCast.
We're not insulting them, Ollie. We're just stating what they review.
They made fun in their first. They made fun in their first episode about how their names. For example, Giga got often called Gig UK because people thought he was from the UK, and Shed VA or whatever he's pronounced. He seems actually pretty chill, pretty normal. I'm not sure.
I know Chad VA.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Are you making
I
fun, or
follow
do
him
you
on Twitter.
do you actually follow him, or are you making fun of me because I call him Shed VA?
No, I follow him on
Oh,
Twitter.
really? Okay. Because he between the three of them, he's actually kind of the clean good guy. So I'm not entirely sure how he ended up on the Trash Taste podcast. He's just really close friends with the other two, and
Everyone is a little bit trash
I
deep down.
guess.
We all know this. We're.
I really
mean,
want you guys to smoke.
We're all adults here.
yeah, and I mean they all live in Japan and actually found a space a studio where they record this podcast live and in the same place. And just to get a little bit of a teaser, so their recent one which actually goes with an accompanying video on each their channels. Come on, with each
I like
their
the
channels.
Grookey plush in the back.
So what they
It's a
did.
Grookey.
What they did is, because they had this very empty studio from the first few episodes, they all went out with a budget of $500 to 4 big anime stores with additional challenges thrown in, like buy the most expensive figurine or buy a Deco figurine from My Hero Academia. They went out each with a budget of $500 and tried to get stuff for their studio. So there are those 3 videos where they run through anime stores, and no worries, they don't do it Logan Paul style. That Gigak points this out very much, that they respect it.
They live there. They have to be respectful.
They asked for permissions for filming there, so they actually did
They're
this
good
all.
boys.
Exactly, they are good boys. They respect the Japanese culture. But yeah, so the most recent episode was like with the 3 accompanying videos on each channel to do this shopping challenge, and this is basically one big 1.5 hour unwrapping video, unboxing video.
Oh god, what does it look like by the end?
Besides
a mess.
I mean, they haven't put it up yet, but
I'm sorry, I'm just before and after a 3-day anime convention. Like after you go through the vendor hall.
Wait, where is it? So, and Gigak, of course, where is it? Wait, I could swear I had seen it a moment ago.
Well
I
prepared,
cannot
Maxie.
find it. No, I mean, I'm just trying to find one moment in a 1 hour 20-minute video. So, but yeah, he basically got a Dakimakura. One that they needed to completely censor it out when he holds it up because it was not YouTube friendly. But yeah, besides that, I mean, at the end of the day, they keep the show YouTube friendly. There are only 4 episodes. I'm not sure where the show is going. I personally find it a great fun to watch. It's a nice background thing because it's not a visual heavy podcast. But if you are into anime, if you already follow at least one of the 3, I would recommend just checking it out. I mean, you are here and watching a podcast, so apparently you are into podcasts. Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm into podcasts, and I've been hosting this show for like 3 years, so...
Fair. But I'm talking to our viewers.
Oh,
those
I don't know if
guys.
the viewers like... I don't know if the viewers like the podcast. I think they just kind of... You know how you watch a car crash and you can't look away? This one is one that's 3 years.
Yeah.
I do like this show, just to say.
And our viewers. You love our viewers.
Of course I do. I love our viewers and the new ones that are in the chat. Hi, guys. I like you. Please stay.
But yeah, so who would enjoy the show? Once again, if you are a fan of one or more of the members of the show, in general, they talk a little bit about their own anime experience, so that's something, their YouTube experience, their experiences with the Japanese culture. So those were kind of the focus of the first 3 episodes. Maybe check it out. It's on YouTube, it's free to watch. Link in the description on YouTube later down below. And
nice.
Yeah. And
that leaves
one
Jared,
person.
do you have you consumed any media recently that you could spin a tale about? A movie, a show,
a book, an audiobook, a
meme,
a band, a meme, a general topic
I mean, we
from
were
the
talking
real
about
life.
Megalovania so much that should have been the media.
I guess in hindsight we could just, if you don't have anything, we could just declare Megalomania retroactively or media.
Oh my god. Well, I would like right now. I've been into a couple of different things. I've been watching a lot of George Carlin comedy bits from a while
Classics.
ago. I've been really like into that. I love his comedy style, and he's like he was not just a comedian. He was like a modern day philosopher in certain ways. I love his
Ah.
stuff.
He's so real. Yeah.
Yeah. And very poignant for this day and age. But another thing I've been watching a lot is Slow-Mo Guys on YouTube. Slow-Mo Guys is probably my favorite channel on YouTube.
You are killing me. I'm trying to catch.
Sorry, I'm a
No
fast
problem.
talker.
Yeah, keep going.
Yeah,
Oh,
Slow-Mo
no.
Guys. I really enjoy I've enjoyed their YouTube series for a long time. I've been watching them for years, man. But they just got done with doing Planet Slow-Mo, which was really good. And also they did the Super Slow Show, which if you guys have not seen that, like it's a really well put together video series with like special guests and all types of stuff. But I love Gavin Dan so much. Like I wanna like meet these guys and like take them out to lunch and just talk to them about their freaking like their creative process, because they just seem like two really chill dudes. Like I love them to death. But yeah, that is my main thing that I've been watching. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I watch a lot of Twitch streams. Like me and Erica watch a lot of Twitch streams together. Recently, we've been watching Moon try to beat Ultra Nightmare Doom Eternal, which has been an absolute pleasure, because when you die, you have to go all the way back to the beginning. And we've been watching Moon ever since he came on the scene in Overwatch. Like he was a streamer before that, but he got really big through Overwatch, and he became a variety caster. He's one of the biggest variety casters on the platform.
Have I found the right one?
Yes, that's him. I love Moon's content so much. Just frick, like he can get rough, but it's a really fun rough. Like him and his chat like go back and forth in a really like, you know, family like frick you type of way. You know what I'm saying? And it's just
that kind of banter.
Dude, it's so funny because like Moon doesn't pull any punches. Like Moon says the stuff as a caster that sometimes I wish that I could say, but I don't say. You know what I'm saying? Like that is, and his stuff is cathartic. So shout outs to Moon. Like he deserves like all the success that he's gotten, man. He's so good. Me and Eric have been watching him for years, but those are my main three. I would say.
Hey,
overall.
Moon, your friend 8-Bit likes you, and that means we like you. Want to come on our show? You can yell at our chat like you yell at yours. We don't mind.
What's funny is like I've never actually met Moon in person. I don't even know if he goes to conventions, but I would definitely, just like Dan and Gav, I would love to like sit down with Moon just like over a lunch and just talk about like streaming and the business side of things, because he's awesome. Like yeah, I like, it's so weird. My streamer tastes go from like far super chill to like complete ridiculousness, and it's just like, it's kind of like my music taste. I go from stuff like Nanabe and Anna Managuchi to Rings of Saturn. Like I'm really different in the media that I consume, I guess.
Fair, but we got a nice roundabout impression of it.
That was a great lightning round.
Yes.
We've tried lightning rounds before, and the lightning is kind of slow.
I have no idea what you are referring to. I would not remember any incidents where anybody on this show, let alone the host, would fail up a lightning round on media.
Oh man,
yeah,
I'm all for lightning rounds. You don't even have to keep up with me. I can go through a ton of different stuff.
Please don't.
One time,
I have to find the references in time.
One time Max was like, hey, so I was on a plane. Can I talk about all the movies I watched on this oceanic flight? How many was that, Max?
9.
Oh, like 6?
I believe it was
I don't know,
9.
man. And it's 9, whatever. And I was like, I don't know, man. He's like, oh, I'll go through them fast. 35 minutes later. I don't know if that's fast by anyone's choosing of the word fast.
Talking about, we have a lot of questions we want to go through
that's what I was
lightning
about
round
to
and
say.
super fast.
Totally. So, what do we have on the Twitter? The loving people of Twitter.
So much. One of them we already got out of the way earlier, the one about Megalovania. But here we have another one which is fitting. A little bit also which we talked about earlier, a tiny bit. Asked by Tomato Biscuit. Or Biscuit.
That's a great name.
How to break through the stereotype of people associating family friendly with not entertaining. So many people completely overlook me because of the family friendly tag, cause they thought I would be boring. How do you get more people to give you a chance to entertain? So this question probably goes more to you, 8-Bit, than to us, because I'm not sure if we count as family friendly.
No, but the discussion is there to be had, because I watch a lot of stuff that is family friendly. While I myself may not be categorized as family friendly, doesn't mean
Not anymore. I mean, we used to be. We both used to be. I mean, I recall when I actually made it a point on my channel not to curse too much when I was full scripted and everything. But at some point I was like, I want to talk like I talk, especially when I'm off script.
Yeah, but I feel like there is. I think the early 2000s, like the late 90s to 2000s era, kind of brought the stigma of edgy is cool. And,
I mean,
this
is teenager content. Teenagers always are like edgy is cool.
No, but the thing is, teenagers grow up to be adults and things subconsciously stay in your minds.
So whenever it comes down to being family friendly on cast, I think the most important thing is to be yourself. Off cast, I'm family friendly. I don't curse very often, if not at all. Off cast, that's just who I am. I try not to. Plus, Erica likes it whenever, she likes the family friendly Jared, and that's okay. It's something that she, she was enamored by whenever I first met her, because I don't know, she enjoyed that type of thing. So something to always keep in mind whenever it comes down to streaming is just be yourself. If you're family friendly, so be it. If you're not, so be it. People are coming to watch you regardless of what type of content you're putting out in most cases, you can stick with games and stuff like that to build a community around the game, or you can build it around yourself. Now, with Twitch being such a hyper saturated platform now, it is really hard to break out. Especially whenever, so it's really funny. Being family friendly is really strange, because if I were to say you, basically, right? That would have a really, really big impact on people, because of the fact that I don't normally say that, right? But if you have somebody that's always like, oh, frick you, like that, they're always saying it.
Or a podcast where there's a segment which is called Fuck, Marry, Kill every week.
Yeah, so that's the thing is like if people are used to that, it can dilute. It's just like a drink. You dilute a drink, it gets less strong, and that's just it. So if I ever went off on, let's say somebody came in my cast and was being super, super terrible, right? I'm talking my mods would take care of it before I was even able to see it, because my mods, Del, Rex, Jatia, they're the best. And I would never see it. But if I did, and if I got really angry, and if I went off on that person, it would really, really cut through hardcore, because I never do that, right? Because I'm usually really chill. I don't really get into situation. I try to stay away from situations that are anger inducing, but people on the internet suck sometimes. And I think that being family friendly and trying to build, you have to look at it from a different perspective. People aren't they're not watching you because you're not family friendly. They're watching you because of the fact that They want to watch you, whether you're family friendly or not, that doesn't freaking matter. Whatever you want to do on your cast, it's your cast. Never let anybody tell you that, hey, you can't do this on your cast. Well, other than TOS, of course, that's important. You want to make sure that, your cast is your thing. Every single YouTube channel, every single Twitch cast is different. And it's crazy to see the amount of difference that actually is there. If you go from one cast to another, completely different things, right? But look at it from the perspective of, hey, whether I'm family friendly or not doesn't matter. In fact, ironically, family friendly content actually helps out in the long run because of the fact that you're able to get more things whenever it comes down to ads, brand deals, stuff like that, because advertisers like family friendly casters. They like the family friendly nature because it's good for their brand. They don't want to be associated with somebody who's hateful, with Bounty paper towels. You know what I'm saying? So now, once again, I'm not affiliated with that company in any way, shape, or form, but overall, I think the question is, how can I progress me being myself on cast rather than falling into the bubble of I'm family friendly or not? Be yourself. That's the most important thing.
I mean that's actually a thing that an issue I see with the question itself. That he is like, oh no, how can you make it if you label yourself as family friendly? You probably shouldn't. I'm not sure. I can obviously not talk for Tomato because I don't know him beyond seeing this one question by him. But is he actively, which would go align with your advice? Like, is he trying to be family friendly? Is he actively promoting himself as the family friendly gamer, and that is simply not clicking? It's probably more like, be yourself. I mean, there is also the second nature where I would say family friendly versus entertaining is not necessarily mutually exclusive. There is you can be super entertaining and family friendly. You can be an absolute goody two shoes, and you can just be boring as hell. This is something that I had to accept for myself ages ago. That I'm not a great writer on humor. I'm lacking a lot of skills that really bring you to the top as a online content producer. So eventually I was like, during college when I did more YouTube, I was like, let's look for a real job anyways, because I don't have the personality that can make this full time. I don't have a unique skill or idea that you have with the stream drumming, with the live concerts. I don't have the super charismatic, funny personality, and I also accepted it. But I do it now as a hobby, for myself, being myself and just having a good time. And
so something I would like to say to that is I disagree with you.
Oh, please. Do.
And the reason why I say that is you say that I don't have the ability to do something like this. I don't have the ability. You don't put yourself in a box. And that's the same thing with the family friendly nature of like that question. Don't put yourself in a box. You've put together this. This is something that, this is something that did not exist before. And you should never down yourself on that. When I hear a lot of people say like, oh, I'm never going to be as big as you because I can't do what you do. Exactly. You can't do what I do, but I can't do what you do. I mean, I look at the art behind you and I'm freaking like, I'm foaming at the mouth. Like, I'm like, oh, I wish I could do that.
I have not bought. This is all bought. Those are all prints.
Okay. Well, I mean, like from the art that you've made and showed on stream earlier, like, I'm like, man, I freaking wish I could do that. Like that's the thing. People see people online and they're like, oh, hey, I don't have what that guy has. I don't have what that guy has. How can I ever make it? You can make it because you have something that nobody else has, and that's you. And back to the question. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say there's a statement that a fitness YouTuber I watch, Hope Scope, said that I really like, which is, and this went for like a fitness journey, but this kind of goes with creation in general. Is you are always someone's goal. Wherever you are someone's aspiration, even if you don't know what that person is. And at the end of the day, people, we are by nature a species that wants to compare to each other and try, because that's our way of visualizing steps in success and improvement and all that. But with that kind of a toxic habit, we put ourselves down and kind of put ourselves in this box of like, hey, you know, yeah, I did this, but it's not anything. A toxic level of humbleness, like this is a poisoned humble pie. But at the end of the day, family friendly should just be another adjective. Yeah, family friendly should just be an adjective on your profile, in the sense of when you describe yourself, like, hi, I'm Chrissy. I'm 5'6". I have red hair. I'm not family friendly, but let's say I was, and I'm family friendly. That doesn't have to be your defining personality trait, unless you want it to be. And at the end of the day, the people that are going to want to see you are going to find you, and you know that's and they're not going to care if you're family friendly or not. They're going to like you for you. They're going to like you for the stuff you do.
Mm-hmm. And in the age of social media, with follower counts, numbers, viewer counts, all the stuff, something that I recommend to everybody is, and this was actually my wife's advice to me, is don't look at your numbers except for one day a week. And hide your viewer count, hide your follower count, because that stuff does not matter. It will grow with time or it won't grow with time. Either way, most important thing is you're having a good time, right?
Yes.
And once again, I didn't mean to come off so heavy-handed like this, like with a disagreement. But the thing is like never put yourself in a box, because you never know where stuff will go. I didn't know whenever I started playing drums in the church building that I was at, that it would have become something to where people were asking me to come onto their podcast, because I'm honored to be, a guest with y'all. And Luigi Man actually in the chat had a really good question as well. And we'll get back to the questions that were asked on Twitter. How does one maintain a creative spark? That is a very good question.
Being passionate.
Moderation.
Good point. Being passionate about what you do in the first place, because you will, if you fake it, if you do something you're not behind, you will not be able to do it permanently. But yeah, moderation, also a good one.
Yes.
Because otherwise
passion. Yes, passion and moderation is key, because I can't drum 7 days a week. I'd be dead. But
poor fingies.
Yeah, it's more so my back rather than anything. But the funny thing is like there are a lot of people that I see. It's like, yo, I want to get started streaming. I want to stream 6 days a week, seven hours a day. I can do this. I'll take one day off on Sunday. Praise God. It's just like, look, you can't do that. You have to give yourself a break. And it is okay to take those breaks, like regardless of what the algorithms or whatever the frick media says. Like, you don't have to be on 24/7. And I think the third part of that thing, other than moderation and passion, is just having fun. Because like, who wants to continue doing something like an extra project, right? Of course, we all got to work to eat, right? But who wants to do an extra project if you're not having fun doing it? It's supposed to be a hobby, right? Streaming to me has always been a hobby first and a career second. And like, I started streaming in order to get my mind off of a bad breakup. That's my origin story. And 5 years later, I am the happiest I've ever been. Right.
But which is a funny thing. Even though you said very drastically, I disagree earlier, I have the feeling we are actually mostly on the same page after all. That I just have a very different way of presenting or
You're
approaching
cynical
the
and
topic.
German.
That's true. I'm cynical and I'm German. But no, because that's the thing. What you described there with don't look at the numbers, just do it as a hobby first and as something career-wise second, which is a process I had to go through. Right now, at this point with this podcast, with a small number of very dedicated viewers, I'm feeling great. I'm loving it. The thing was that a few years ago, I was looking at the numbers and I was continuing series on my channel where I didn't have the passion anymore, and I was like, oh no, I need to continue doing it because my fans want me to do it. And that is the part where I'm like, no, rather and also the acceptance, like, yeah, you always, I am aware that there are people who look to me and are like, dude, you have 20,000 subscribers, like, I wish I could have that many. And I also figured that out, that you always will find somebody to look up to and envy, but you also have people who look up to you and envy. Just being content, and not necessarily content, you can still have ambitions, but being satisfied with where you are, having a certain level of, yeah, this is not bad what I have there, which is more the direction where I was going to. I know that I will never be a PewDiePie. Not only did I come too late, I also don't have this personality of his, or a Jenna Marble I'm just not this type of person. I'm not as mainstream. I'm not that level of broad audience mainstream entertainment, but I'm happy with what I do, and I have found a group of people who think I'm entertaining enough to watch every week. So,
yeah. Oh,
this was one question, by the way. This reminds me of the good old days when we were stuck on one question for half an hour.
I just want to respond to a comment from Odinco. Isn't that survivor bias? I would not say so. No. Just because of the fact that, oh, you've made it, so you get to look back and see like what it is. No, I'm not looking at it as that. And whenever I see you made a joke about like, oh, so I need to have a bad breakup in order to make it. The thing is,
this sounds like Odie, yes. He's one of our regulars.
So the thing is, I wanted to do better. I wanted to push myself and to do something different, right? And I think that is the thing. Like, regardless of whatever the situation is, you can push yourself to do better. And survivor bias is a weird thing. It's very weird, but I wouldn't say that I'm a survivor because I've made it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would say that, hey, I'm just having fun and people want to have fun along with me. So that's all there is to it, really. And one little last thing, like, I remember whenever I was on YouTube starting out, I had 100 subs and I was blown away by that, right? I was like, oh my God, I hit 100 subs. What the frick? Now I'm pushing like higher and higher, and I'm still like, oh my God, I'm pushing. I can't believe this. I'm still excited. I'm not like, oh man, I need to be able to make it to the next level. I need to make it to this amount before I'm happy. No, you got to be happy with what you got. And that is the true, that is the true key to growth, is being happy with what you are at this moment.
Yeah, it's definitely something that a lot of creatives especially struggle with.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I do art for a living, like drawing and animating and editing and stuff is my job. And I'm fully self-employed and self-sufficient at 23. And I still fight this feeling like, no, I should be at a better place now than what I am right now. Even though
so easy.
Most of my friends who are near 30 or in their 30s are like, what the fuck are you talking about? I can't imagine doing the things that you've done at your age. And it's just a thing of sometimes you need to get picked up and plopped onto the beanbag chair of life and think for a second of light and look at the big picture and be like, hey, yeah, this is a lot. I have done a lot. I have achieved a lot. And is there more stuff to come? Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. As much as and are you going to be on that like white on rice? Yeah. But that doesn't mean you can't enjoy what you have in the moment. And I think that's a big thing that the current generation of creators need to learn to do, is to enjoy what you've grown. You don't really, we are in a very, I think maybe this is more of an America thing, just to preface. We are in a society where we don't really take the time to enjoy the fruit. We live in a society where we don't really get to enjoy where we're not encouraged to enjoy the fruits of our labor. We just need to labor to make more fruit. And
oh my God, that's so true. Yeah, that is a good saying. Absolutely.
Thank you. I made it up. You can find it on my Redbubble. No, but it's true. I mean, that's kind of why, not to get topical, that's why I'm kind of glad Jenna stepped away from YouTube thinking about it while it was sad. It's just kind of like, this woman's been working for a decade, putting things in and out to make people happy. And I don't even think she's gotten the time to enjoy it at all. And now she can.
Like, speaking about the whole YouTube thing, with all of the crazy, I'm gonna get topical. With all the crazy with all the cancel culture and everything that's going on right now, people aren't allowed to grow. And while I 100% believe that we need to listen to survivors, we need to listen to every bit of things that we have to act in love with all this. We have to be compassionate, and we have to be willing to allow people to make mistakes. And the hate machine on Twitter doesn't allow for that. And that's why I feel like and once again, I don't usually talk about this type of stuff online, because, like, you know, that's the last thing I want to do, is because everything that could be said has been said, right? What can I add to it? But I think the most important thing to remember is to act compassionately to people. The internet gives you a lot of anonymity. It gives you a lot of staying away from the actual actions that you are doing. And that's a dangerous thing. It can be very dangerous, because it allows you to act in a way that you would never act in a person's face. Like, let's say I'm talking to you there, Cosmic, and I'm like, I really don't like what you did. Why'd you do that? Oh my God, what the frick? I wouldn't be doing that in your face. That would be really rude, you know? But people do that stuff online, and just they do it with no conscience, because they don't they don't see the in-face reaction of people that are reading this. They're putting a comment on a screen and sending it on its way. And it's like, I really wish that my realm of influence doesn't like go throughout the entire world, right? Like, I can only really affect those who I am in general contact with. And that is something that I really, really believe in, is that we need to focus on our realm of influence rather than everything we can't control, right? Because if you focus on everything you can't control, it's just going to drive you freaking crazy. But I would say that long story short, and what I was trying to get to with this is, like, I think the most important thing for content creators is to enjoy their time doing what they're doing, because it's not forever, right? Like, I'm not going to be able to drum online forever. I'm going to get old. And, you know, like, we're all growing, we're all doing things, but you got to seize the day. You got to just freaking go for it. You got to do it, you know, like, just have fun with it while you're able to, because every day you're able to do it is a freaking pleasure. You know, every time y'all get to do one of these podcasts, I know y'all have a freaking blast. Like, you guys get to talk to a ton of awesome people. You guys get to share y'all's likes and passions with others. And, like, I don't do the podcast thing, but that's what I do on my cast, is I share the music that I love. I share memes that I really enjoy. I make people laugh with things that I'm passionate about. And I think that as content creators, we have a really awesome situation where we get to enlighten people and make their lives, I'm not gonna say better, but it makes people smile, you know?
Yeah.
And especially in this day and age, a smile goes a freaking long way.
I can say for a fact, as someone who came from very not great backstories of life and growing up and being in the internet age for don't know where my voice went there. Being in the internet age during a big portion of it, there is a lot of power with making people happy.
Absolutely.
Because having a moment of escapism and levity and all that, sometimes it's what keeps you from doing something you may regret. That filling of time with something good. And I do truly believe that. I'm going to find the next question for us to do, but my one little thing about the cancel culture and all that stuff is we should encourage taking accountability for your actions of the past and everything. That I fully think is good. But we've gone so far past taking accountability and going and going straight to just canceling and not giving people room to grow. And it's It's disgusting because we are not the same people we are a year ago, let alone like 10 years ago when some of these things happen. And people are constantly growing. People are constantly maturing. Our brains are changing. Everything changes. And I think it's ironic that in such a bite-sized internet speedway highway era we are in, where everything is coming so fast and going just as fast, what you see number one trending yesterday is completely gone by today. We don't comprehend that people can grow up and change. I mean, I will say this, here's my controversial stance. I think Logan Paul has grown up a lot.
I'm not following him, I couldn't say.
And becoming a decent person. I don't follow him, but sometimes I'm just like, what is this person up to? And I look into everything, and he's grown up and changed a lot.
Ironically, here's the thing. You don't hear from him anymore, which kind of already shows that he has stopped doing all those outrageous stunts online constantly. Jack Paul, however, is still doing his exploit of kids.
Point being,
Sorry.
I'm saying that people grow. I'm saying people grow,
yes.
and I think if we could nurture the concept of people taking accountability and growing up from it and educating and learning and showing what they've learned, we would be a lot happier of a society.
Yeah. So something I never do is talk about other content creators, because we're all going through our own things, man. We're all doing our own things. Everybody has their own opinions about everybody, and that's just how it's going to be. But I think the most important thing is to act in compassion and love, and that will make more of a change than anything else overall.
Oh yeah, totally. But let's get to a happier subject.
Yes.
Bardcore is Baycore asks on Discord, if you were to step out of your musical comfort zone, which genre would you listen to? So what is something definitely outside of your comfort zone, or what you usually
What is the next sentence? Please read the next sentence as well.
Please send help. P.S. Send help. My life has been consumed by Bardcore.
So after reading this in Discord earlier, I checked out Bardcore on
what is
YouTube.
it? Is it like lute playing but extreme?
No, not even. It's just medieval music with authentic instrument, or at least sounding like authentic instrument. And then you have stuff like Michael Jackson's Thriller with lutes and an organ in the background. And
I think I actually played a song from this genre yesterday on cast too. It was Gaudier, somebody that I used to know, but it was done in a Gaelic style.
Yes, I believe
really
I
cool.
heard this too. This is basically one of the first ones that comes up when you look for Bardcore. And because the thing is, I heard Bardcore and I think like, okay, I know hardcore, I know nightcore. This is all stuff like it's like do do do. But
no, Bardcore.
Yeah, and one that I personally found far too fitting, Bardcore, a Bardcore instrument that he is a pirate in Bardcore. Wait now. Of course, I cannot find it anymore. Gangnam Style. So basically, Bardcore boils down to medieval style. Yes, and recreating the medieval style. So there is no twist that they do some mixing or whatnot. And yeah, it's actually I after reading this, I went through some
Fascinating.
things. So yeah, this is also at the same time my answer. Like, I'm not even sure if it's outside of my comfort zone because it's
this
good.
Sounds like something you would like.
Yes, it's great.
So that's not an answer. But no, thinking outside my comfort zone, probably something like really, really, really heavy metal. Like, I'm not a fan of screamo music personally. I like songs that are kind of more, I don't think it's right to say musicality. I like singing voices. I like singing. So maybe that. I would go out of my comfort zone to try to find a death metal. There we go. I would try to find a death metal band that I would like. That's my out of comfort zone journey.
So something to help you with that out of comfort zone. If you listen to a band that has like screamo lyrics, try thinking of their screamo lyrics not as a song, not as singing, but as another instrument. Think of it as another instrument that adds to it, instead of them try, because you're not going to be able to understand what the frick they're talking about most of the time. Like I've heard a death metal song talking about shredded wheat, like legit. But
Wait,
think of it as a separate instrument, and it makes it a lot better. That's actually one of the reasons why I fell in love with freaking Rings of Saturn. Their drummer actually streams on Twitch, by the way. He's fantastic. I can't remember his name for the life of me though. But yeah, no, like Rings of Saturn and things like Flesh God Apocalypse, like those are bands that nobody would think that I'd listen to, because I listen to a lot of like happy, like, you know, video gamey, woo, like super fun stuff. I listen to some hardcore heavy, like not death or black metal. I don't like things that deal with death, really. Ironically, I really enjoyed Doom Eternal, but like I'm not a very big fan.
That's
of
undead.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, true. nothing more uplifting than going through hell and killing demons. But like, but I don't know. Like I don't like things that inherently like glorify death. I'm not a very big fan of it. But Rings of Saturn, I can't understand what the frick they're saying. So like those songs are just like they're what is called I think they're called planetary metal, which is just like they sound like an alien band. So I would say say that
now I'm in.
Yeah, like go oh shoot. Let me see if I can I'm not going to play any music on the stream.
Fair. But if you drop
yeah.
me the link, then I can put it in the description down below.
Yeah. Oh shoot, I almost played it. They have a song called Parallel Shift, which is ridiculous. And it's probably my favorite song from them other than the Macrocosm. But yeah, that would be my most out of my comfort zone, would be something along those lines, maybe even heavier than them. So yeah, I love Dream Theater too. Dream Theater's fantastic. They're a bit more artistic than my taste. Like every one of their albums is a story. I like something that blasts my face every now and then, and I'm done with it. You know, like that's just how I am. Post-prog power heavy planetary metal, exactly. 100%. Okay. That's them that is them in a nutshell.
Yeah.
They're
Man,
wonderful.
This question was a good palate cleanser.
Yes.
What do we have? Do we have anything else on Twitter?
Oh, we have more stuff on Twitter. I mean, I probably have to go a little bit. We probably have not enough time to cover all of them, so I go for the more topical ones, like asked by Nuclear Boombox. If you,
I like that name.
It's a name, isn't it? If you were stuck in a battle of the bands for the sake of the entire world, who would you want to be your lead singer? If anybody of you two steals my answer, but I pressed forward before, so I already know my answer, so none of you is allowed to steal it. Also, question goes also
as the lead singer.
Yeah. Also, question also goes out to the chat and the comments on YouTube.
Here's the thing.
Oh,
yeah.
right.
Yes.
Oh, no, here's the thing that makes it hard is because what kind of battle are we talking about? Because there's a lot of good singers that don't fit a really badly set. Because I'm imagining
picture.
Scott Pilgrim kind of thing, I guess.
Yeah, paint us a picture and explain why your choice would fit this picture best.
All right. Well, I don't have a picture to paint yet. Hold on, I'm collecting my brushes. But what about you, Jared?
My dream band, if I was fighting for the sake of the universe, I would have a lot of these guys are my friends, so I'm biased. Rashadi B on lead guitar, Jules and Jack, or Toxic X Eternity, Family Jules on rhythm and other lead.
Jules.
Yeah, like they shred so freaking hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'd be on drums because whatever.
I mean, you are part of the band, so it makes sense.
Yeah, I would have Adrisaurus, or Adriana Figueroa, and Homic Smash as lead vocals, and backup vocals. And if we were like a symphonic band, I would literally have like all my friends in this band together, because I think having the friendship dynamic would also help with our syncing rate or whatever.
Friendship.
Yeah, so get Sab Irene, freaking Insane in the Rain Music, Carlos, just all of my musician friends, we would fight together, basically. I'd be sick.
Why did I imagine the thing from SpongeBob when they're like ready to, it's like when people are loud, they think they sound good. Ready? And then when they blow all the windows out and Band Geeks are
Everything explodes. Yeah. Dude, that's like my favorite episode of SpongeBob, other than Doodle Bob. Doodle Bob is my absolute favorite.
Doodle Bob's great. I love the wet paint episode where they're painting Mr. Krabs' house, and it's like, Patrick, I don't know this bubble can get any bigger. Nonsense, and just pumping up the bubble.
Dude, I used to love SpongeBob so much, man.
I still love SpongeBob. I only have Amazon Prime to watch the first 3 seasons for free. But no,
I know your answer actually, but please answer it yourself first, Key.
Don't you dare! It's not just reviving all the Beatles.
No, that wasn't my answer. That was not my answer.
No, I thought, okay, what would I pick?
I know who you would pick once you remember.
I don't.
A person
You
who
go
can
first.
a person who can sing, who has a lot of energy, and who already wears a superhero outfit.
Yes, I would totally get Danny Sexbang as my lead singer. You know what?
Dude.
I would just get NSP and Twerp together. That would be my band, because that would just be a concert that I could actually go to. Because Twerp, like Tupperware Remix Party, though, if you haven't listened to them,
they're good.
They are the bomb diggity. They are like the next Daft Punk, but more funky, and they're so good. And Danny just has the vocals of a god, and I want him to scream at me.
Is this why you do a reanimate for them?
Yes, but that would be mine. What about you?
Jack Black.
Oh yeah,
of course. I mean,
just get Tenacious D.
Yeah,
he already
absolutely.
fought the devil.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, come on. If you have to save the world, get Jack Black as your lead.
My buddy Holmick would kill to be in a band with Jack Black. Like absolutely. It's like one of my goals is to be able to meet Jack Black and get Holmick to meet him. Like that's one of my like long-term goals for this whole streaming thing. It's like I really want to get in touch with Jack Black and like introduce my buddy Holmick to him so that they can geek out together about everything. Because if you look at Holmick and look at Jack Black, they are literally like the same person. It's insane. Like it is actually insane.
Okay, here's the thing, Jared. Here's the thing. So we keep our eyes peeled for a week where Keyframe and I are both not available. I sent you all the assets, and then you have this setup for a 3-people podcast. You get your buddy in here, and you just get Jack Black as a regular guest. You are posing as a host, get your buddy as a co-host, and then you have like you can just freak out in here. And Key and I are somewhere.
Why do we benefit from this? Why are you adding us to their equation? This is a self-insert fanfic.
No, we are not even in it. How is this self-insert? This is the opposite.
Because it's our cast. If this was a book, we're the spine.
I mean, it doesn't need to be. Obviously, this picture gets removed and whatnot. But no, I mean just landing the 3-people setup. The benefit is it is less suspicious if there actually is an ongoing show, not a 1-episode thing like, hey, Jack Black, want to come to this thing that we totally regularly do? But no, then he has the excuse like, look, there's an ongoing show.
You know what? Okay, you know what?
Yeah, giving.
You got a point there, good sir. I'm just not used to you being a giving person without getting something in return.
I will keep the followers. No, sorry, I cannot. I cannot let any good deed gone unruined by myself.
You are like the robot in Incredibles, where that the only thing that destroys it is itself.
It's very true. I like the robot. I keep rooting for him, but he loses every time in the movie. Anyways, next question.
But no, Jack Black is a great choice,
yes.
And I commend the want of getting big with something so you could introduce your friends to the people that they want to meet. Because that's a goal for me too.
So what's really funny is like that's actually how I ended up meeting Jules that way. I met him at TwitchCon, and he invited me to MagFest, and that's actually how I met Erica, my wife. And it's really funny because like if I wouldn't have started streaming, I wouldn't have been able to be in that situation. So what was I gonna say? Okay. So at NAMM Expo, the music expo, it was really weird because like I've always been the one that my friends who have been around longer I'm the one that they are introducing people to, right? Like yo, this is Jared, this is what he does, and they're like, oh yeah, okay. So at NAMM this year, I've been talking a little bit to Herman Lee from Dragon Force. He raids me, I raid him back and forth on Twitch. He's wonderful on Twitch. They made their new album, they streamed the entire process, and it's fantastic. So at NAMM, it was really funny because instead of Jules and Jack and them introducing me to somebody, I was introducing them to Herman Lee, and my buddy Jack was really funny. Yeah, it was a wonderful feeling because I've never had anything like that before, right? Now, and I'm not trying to say like, oh, look at me, whatever. No, like Herman Lee's a bro. But it was really funny because my buddy Jack was like, dude, I knew that you were like talking to Herman Lee, right? But you went up and like hugged him, and I was like, oh my God, dude. Like, that's how Jack sounds, by the way. But he was just like, oh my God, you know, because he had no idea that like I was actually like talking to him. And it was just really cool. Like, it was super freaking cool. And it's always just super chill. Like, you never want to be like, oh, frick, you know, like freaking out about it.
Oh yeah, no.
Because that's the last thing. Like, and me as somebody who has had that happen to him before at TwitchCon, I had somebody like, it was a really iffy experience. I don't want to talk about it, but I had somebody like basically try to stalk me at TwitchCon a little bit, not too much. He was trying to invite himself to a private dinner with me and my wife, which was really strange. So yeah, that was great. Anyways, so as like a content creator or somebody who is famous or whatever, for like music or whatever the frick, don't go up to them and be like, oh, you know, like that is the last thing that we want to, because we're usually like, people are usually tired. They're just like done. They've had to deal with that all the time. If you want to have a good time with somebody that you really look up to, be chill. Just be chill and have a good time. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I work for a music channel, DA Games. You play drums with him, actually.
Yeah. Oh, I love DA. He's great.
Yeah, I work for him. I'm the like merch designer and stuff. And we went to MomoCon, which is where I met Jules. Jules and Addie are great. They are lovely people. So many ahs. It's just like, you okay? It's just a very don't. We're people too. We're just as tired as you are. The square foot rate of the con center is just as big to us as it is to you. So we are tired.
Probably even more.
Oh no, I was just going to the next question. So say what you were going to say.
Oh yeah, it's a really quick thing. I remember at the first TwitchCon with Jules had somebody come up and was like freaking out about him, right? Like absolutely freaking out. And then me and Jules and Homek and Kyle, my buddy Kyle, we went to eat. And he was just like, you know what I'm going to remember from this TwitchCon? This meal and just hanging out with you guys. Aww. I'm not going to remember that guy. Because like he was just
that's
like,
always the great things.
Yeah, the guy was going nuts over him, like just losing his mind. And he's just like, dude, you know what I'm going to remember? Hanging out with y'all. I'm not going to remember that guy. So it's awesome. Like, yeah, no, Jules is a freaking boss. He's been, he is. He's been such a wonderful, like, because I'm brand new to this still. Like I'm still a baby, you know, comparatively. Jules has been in this content creation business for like 10 years. I've been in it for 5. And he's been so, like, he was so supportive about everything. And he also walked Erica down the aisle at our wedding too, because he's just that freaking awesome of a friend, you know. So yeah, I love you, Jules. If you ever watch this, I can't help it. I'm Jules, family friendly.
It all comes full circle. But yeah, Jules, you're cool. We need to see each other again. Miss you. But no, so this is for you actually, Jared, from Chronic Lurker. To the 8BitDrummer, what is the greatest game ever, and why is it the Game Boy Player disc only? Oh my freaking god! Really quick before we go on, I'm cool to be on for like another 30 minutes if you guys are. Okay. Like, we're almost done.
Yeah,
we're almost done.
Yeah. I'm not in any rush. I just want y'all to know.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm good to go for a little while. Freaking okay. Game Boy Player disc only is a meme, and on the TRG Coliseum this year, I was debated hardcore because I had no idea what Game Boy Player disc only was. apparently, for 30 minutes during a segment, we sat there looking at a screen of nothing but the Game Boy player thing, because the disc only is literally you just sit there and there's nothing on the screen. So that was like a charity incentive, and I had no idea. I was like, yo, so when's the game playing? And they were just like, they started dying laughing because apparently everybody knew about it except for me. So and so what we ended up doing was we took that format with me, Proton John, Tom Fox, and Stephen George, and we're turning it into a podcast called Disc Only. So if anything came out of it, it was a good time. So yeah. Also,
Disc Only is a great name for a podcast.
Yeah, there it is right there. That's the moment. That right there is the moment where I was like, the frick. And if you look in the chat, you see all the lulz. That's me.
Yeah.
That's me figuring out that there's nothing going to happen for 30 minutes. Basically.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Denim and I watched this together, so that's how I know about it.
It was a good moment for sure. But my favorite game is well, it's Enter the Gungeon, but also I really, really enjoy oh god, what is that game? Oh frick. I mean, right now it's Into the Gungeon. I can't think of the other one. Oh god, it's so many. It's so many games.
We'll leave it as Into the Gungeon.
Yeah, we'll leave it there.
Is there anything else on Twitter? I think we can do one more Twitter and one more Discord, and then I think we're ready to run into the sunset.
Okay, one that I also assume we just answered the question from IN Gaming, who was like, if you'd be able to stream any other game that you like, what would it be? I guess, also, hi, Jared. I guess it would be Enter the Gungeon. No, one question that I personally simply like, because it's an interesting question, from J-Rock. For all three, would you rather team up with the Justice League or the Avengers?
Oh, wait! Would I have powers too in this case?
I mean, we have often enough answered the question like if what superpower we wanted to have. We are like, this is not this question. No matter what power you have, who would you rather team up with, and why?
Okay. I'm
Avengers,
going to assume that I have my mind control powers that I want.
Oh man, so I like the Avengers more, to be honest. So my problem with DC is that they have god characters, and god characters are so overpowered it's hard to ride around them.
If only there would somebody have made a video on the internet which is called That Stupid Superman.
Shut up.
But no, like that's the thing. That is the thing with me. That is a personal thing. You guys can like DC if you want. I love DC, and I love Marvel as well. I would pick the Avengers because I feel like, hey, these are like, normal people. Most of them, especially Iron Man. He just has a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Like frick. But yeah, no, I like them both. But DC is, in my opinion, it's hard for me to really like because there are god characters that you can't really associate with, like, I mean, Superman is unbeatable, period. Unless you have, Kryptonite, which is literally a Deus Ex Machina, and I can't stand that in writing. So
I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah. I know this is shameless self-promotion.
Stop it. No.
I just drop you the link.
Post the link in the chat. You won't do it. Do it.
Of course I will.
Absolutely, do it.
No, but
I must encourage him. I'm sorry, Kyle.
Absolutely.
Yeah, don't worry about it, Jared.
But I also already
very par of the course.
I know, but I also got hardcore called out of it, and there is an hour-long video on my channel where a complete DC nuts takes me apart for my opinion of it. 1.5 hours even on Superman. So.
But you're not wrong, and that's an hour and a half of him being wrong. So
Leo takes me so apart.
I would pick the Avengers too. I personally like putting aside my joke that I would have the powers I would want. Nah, the Avengers also just seem like they would be the type of people to actually help you out in that sense. Like Tony would probably just give me a random iron suit or something. Maybe Peter would bite me, and I don't know.
That's how it works.
But like,
depends on if you're into that, I guess. Sorry.
I mean, like.
Okay, FMK question is back on the thing.
No. But
I mean, it's called the Awkward Cast for a reason. I have to at least make it awkward once. Now, I have a question for y'all, really quick. I have a question for y'all.
Fine.
All right, who's your favorite superhero?
Oh, Zatanna, from DC.
That is an answer I have not heard in a long time. Okay.
She is one of the most powerful DC characters without being a god. She is a wonderful sorceress, and I honestly just think she's probably just a fascinating, entertaining character.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah,
Like,
I love Zatanna.
I absolutely adore Zatanna. Like, I have not heard that name in a long time, actually. Holy cow. Yeah, I see the chat as well. Spider-Man, The Flash, Spider-Man all the way. What about you? Excuse me, Ian.
Due to being put on the spot and not being very creative, I guess I have to go with Batman. I don't know. I know it's as generic as an answer as it can go.
No, Batman's a good character. He's a darn good character, and he has one of the best villains. So I mean, a bad guy or a good guy is only as good as his bad guy allows him to be. You know,
Batman has the best roster of villains around.
Absolutely,
I mean,
but to also maybe
DC,
answer the question.
DC in all time, DC in all time is Zatanna, and Marvel is Star-Lord. I love my Star.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
But yeah, we actually
count?
didn't let Max answer his who would he pick.
But also, does Deadpool count?
Oh, Deadpool absolutely counts. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's my favorite Marvel character as well. So yeah,
he
absolutely
is pretty awesome. I mean, yeah, the mean thing about this question is, of course, that everybody's mind first jumps to MCU and DCEU, and then it is not even a decision. Of course, you go with the MCU over the DCU, but if we talk wider, because I grew up with the stuff, so
yeah.
In the big spectrum of things, the MCU kids, for you kids watching there who were, I don't know, born and grew up on the MCU, there was a Marvel and DC before then, like Saturday morning cartoons and stuff. No, but I would actually be the contrarian. No, I actually wanted to answer this way before. I would go with the JLA or with the Justice League.
Oh, Justice League animate. Yeah, that's a good point.
But yeah, why would I go with them? I completely agree with your point about the God characters, which I talked a lot in a video about. Sorry, I will stop now. Here's a very simple reason why, of course, you should go with the Justice League. See, the Justice League is a league that is about justice. Oh, Keyframe already noticed the voice I'm doing. While the Avengers can only be Avengers when they have something to avenge, which implies that the bad guys already did something. A Justice League can also keep justice going. They don't need to necessarily bring justice to unjust places. Avengers can only avenge if something bad already went down.
I mean, if you're going by like
Semantics.
naming, I mean that means that
he's being semantics. That's going to be a superhero name is Semant Man. Like,
wasn't this actually one of my? Wasn't this actually one of my answers at some point to my superpower? Something about talking.
I think my superpower is being a massive sellout. That would be mine. Absolutely.
Oh.
Like if my superpower was making money, let's freaking go, you know?
You're the inflation, and then you just spawn money. That would be a demented. That would be a weird supervillain. My supervillain power is that I cause massive inflation in the countries I don't like. So,
so your
time
money is
to
more...
lower your value.
Yeah.
European Union.
So one of my favorite speaking of DC, one of my favorite like storylines is the whole Injustice League or a Justice Lord's storyline, actually, the Justice Lord storyline, because
that one's good.
That's a scary situation because it's like, they think they know what's best for everybody, and that's why I find that ultimate power corrupts, absolute power corrupts absolutely. So character like Superman, he makes one mistake, it's like, oh well then, it's kind of over for everybody else who doesn't have superpowers. So yeah, and that's why I like Batman, because Batman is he is like the linchpin for taking care of Superman. Batman would win in the fight with Superman, bar none, hands down, because he's too smart. He's too smart for him, in my opinion.
Brain over brawn.
Yeah, give him a month. You have to give Batman 1 month to prepare, and he will win that fight no matter what, because he's already had so much time. And like in the Justice League storylines, he has a contingency plan for every single member of the Justice League, and I'm just like, frick yes, dude, I love that. I can't remember what movie it is, but it's really really good because yeah, all of the members are basically.
Was it in one of the movies, or didn't they actually also do it in the series?
They did it in the series as well, but there's a movie that it's basically like a bunch of the Justice League members are being imitated, and it's funny because like they were all being attacked by Superman, because what happened was they were all being attacked by Batman. So Batman had these plans, and the plans were leaked. But Batman had a contingency plan for the contingency plan to fix whatever damage he had done. So for the kryptonite bullet for Superman, he had a kryptonite scalpel to remove the bullet. For the thing for the Martian Manhunter that made him burn basically eternally, he had something that counteracted the burn. He also had a thing for.
Do I need to put on the spoiler alert at this point? If this gives the entire movie away.
No, it's not a spoiler alert. It's just like.
Oh, is it Justice League Doom? Is that movie?
I believe so. Yeah. And no, I'm not trying to spoil anything. It's just like that's literally the premise. And if you've seen any of it, you know what Batman's all about. But yeah,
it's the whole premise of he knows he keeps his friends and you know allies close.
Yeah.
But he knows exactly their weaknesses and how to handle them.
Oh, absolutely, Denim Ninja. You know he has like triple contingency. Let's go.
Yeah. He has, when he needs to order some fast food and those places are closed, you know he always has a backup for a backup for a backup.
Darn right. He ends up at McDonald's three towns over.
Oh God. Damien's just like, Bruce,
Dad.
we don't need McDonald's. We could have just settled for Wendy's. Batman doesn't settle.
Batman has Wendy's at home.
Batman needs McNuggies. But no. Our final Discord question. We've been asked this one a few times on the cast before, but it's always a good one. And from Luigiette, if you had to live 24 hours in another person's body, who would you pick and why? So, Freaky Friday's back. I'm going to add the contingency. You also have to live with the fact that person is also in your body for those 24 hours.
I have no idea. I don't know if that's a question that I can actually answer, to be honest.
Okay, I'm trying to not to get too real with my answer.
Don't. We're having a fun show.
Exactly. I mean, there would people that I could switch with to simply resign within 24 hours. Just resigning. In a waterproof way.
Oh, you're getting political. I got you. Okay.
I just said real. I just say I'm going real.
We're hitting the backspace button.
So a more fun answer.
So I think that my answer would actually be my wife, just to see like how it would be to live in her shoes for 24 hours, to be honest. Like, yeah, sure, I would have her on, and, you know, she would be playing the drums on cast for a day, but, like, it's like, I think that would be a really, really cool thing, and I think that would actually, like, you know, would be super wholesome. I think it would help us, it would help us to, like, you know, get to know each other better, like, overall.
That's a good answer. I'm going to pick a dog.
A dog, yeah.
Pick a dog. First of all, I'm going to probably, before this brain switch happens, leash my own body to somewhere, and because that dog's brain will be in my body, and I don't want to know what they would do.
Odin Co, you're not allowed anywhere near.
Odie, I want to have Jared back on at some point. Stop
Come
it.
at me,
down.
bro.
Yes. Wait, show me the intimidating power of your Vaporeon hoodie.
Look here. He protect. He sleep good. Dude, I have so much Vaporeon crap, man. Oh my god, this is actually kind of ridiculous. This was not planned, by the way. Like this is just what I wear around the house. So yeah.
That's fair.
He protect.
He protect. But
he also
no, I would pick a dog. I would pick a dog simply because, look, man, the world's a crazy place. Of
Just
all the
be a
times in the
dog.
world right now that it would be nice to be a dog and just
No,
run around and play and get my belly rubbed
not
and,
just
and
a
sleep.
dog. Not just a dog. I know the dog you're actually wanting to switch with. Lauren's dog. So you can spend a day with Lauren and be a dog.
It's a
Yeah,
double
and then I
whammy.
could. And the thing is, that dog is deaf, so I can't hear anything. So I just get to see them get annoyed while I bark really loudly and just be a. And I don't have to care about my weight because I'd be a chunky boy, and I just flop around and be adorable. Yeah, this sounds like a great deal. I'm picking Phelps the dog.
That works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
I believe it's a different answer than I gave before. So I just would want to switch with Will Smith, just to see how it feels for one day, to have a musical bone, to be this level of charismatic, to be Will Smith for a day.
to have a
Yes.
YouTube a super successful YouTube
No,
channel.
not even for that. Just he seems, despite his fame and his money, in relation super down to earth. I have
He's
seen
super
I mean,
chill.
oh
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
he seems
He just
really
has
chill.
fun
All
what he
jokes
does.
aside, Will
Yeah.
Smith is cool.
Exactly. He just has fun with whatever he does. Him or Sir Patrick Stewart. I mean, for the similar, does what he wants and is just super fun, but Will Smith also comes like with being Will Smith. Come on!
Why? See, here's the thing. I wouldn't pick a celebrity because out of just sheer debauchery, I would in my 24 hours of being in their body, I would accept every single movie role that's introduced to them that day.
So basically Will Smith, yeah, we already talked
Well,
about.
no, I would basically become like Nick. There's a great College Humor sketch back in the day of Nick Cage will accept every role he's given.
Oh,
And
dude, I
it's-
remember that one. That was really good.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite sketches on the internet. But I would basically be that. I would go into a person who's usually super picky about roles and be like, no, you're going to be in the
Everything.
next Hobbs and Shaw movie. You're going to be in the animated movie about ducks. You're gonna be in everything.
Dude, Hobbs and Shaw, like
Hobbs and Shaw
that
is
is like
great.
that is my favorite movie from that franchise. Like absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I don't even like the other movies like at all. Like I'm not a very big
So-
fan.
The Rock!
Yeah, dude. Like you get The Rock and freaking Jason Statham in a room together, and then just say, "Hey, insult each other." That is the funniest crap in the world to me, man. I love it.
Yeah. Me
Oh,
and
man.
Max went to go see Max went to go see that movie in theaters when I was visiting in Berlin when it was coming out, and we had it was such a great time. Though that moment where they did the nitroglycerin and The Rock is holding on to that rope.
It's
I
so
think
dumb.
I heard
I love
Matt,
it.
I think I felt Max like lean over by my seat and just be like, "This is such bullshit."
I know, and I'm loving it.
Dude,
I know it was great. He had like these giant eyes of a child. It was wonderful. But yeah, that was the last question, and it actually turned out to be fun, and no one said anything that make it awkward or bad. So how do we end the show?
Time to get canceled. No.
You know what? Okay.
Yes, I'm
I
waiting.
hate the 8-bit drummer.
we said some stuff about Will Smith. Oh, frick.
Don't clip that. Don't clip that.
Oh,
Don't do what I think Coolsville sucks thing to me when it comes to this. I like him. But no, this was a fun show.
It was great to be on. I appreciate the invite and everything. It was really good. It was really fun.
Well, we hope you had a good time, and it was only just a tad bit awkward.
A and Y and Key say hi to the people in the chat. The memes are seen on this live stream as they talk about random crap. It's time for awkward. It's the awkward. Random random guests and funny gags on the AWKWARDcast. Artwork and analysis, which you do not want to miss on Awkward.